As COVID spreads throughout the Mid-South in yet another surge, some at the end of their quarantine are wondering when it's best to take or retake a COVID-19 test. Our Brittany Moncrief has that answer for you.
With all the changes to COVID guidelines, we know it can be a little confusing.
Problem is that as we try to make better guidelines to really represent the idea that everybody's a little bit different, there are a little bit more roads to follow down the pathway of what to do.
One of those roads involves COVID testing. We asked Baptist infectious disease doctor Steve Threlkeld, when should you retake a COVID test after testing positive?
The vast majority of transmission will be gone by the new recommendations that the CDC has said, and that would be 5 days.
These days, COVID tests are hard to come by. So if you aren't able to take a test or simply don't want to take another test,
wait at least 5 days. And you need to be asymptomatic, really, without fever on that 5th day.
Also, trust the results.
In almost all circumstances, a positive test is much more convincing than a negative test. You're much more likely to be falsely negative than you are falsely positive.
Let's say you're positive and you do retest after the recommended 5 days. The kind of COVID test you take matters.
Most of the transmission of this virus is from a couple of days before you get symptomatic on through about 3 or so days afterward. When you do repeat a test to go back to work, you don't really want to do a PCR test or necessarily even a rapid RNA test, because they can remain positive for some time, certainly several weeks even after exposure. I think most clinicians actually favor getting an antigen test if you can get one.
With COVID tests in high demand and some businesses and organizations requiring proof of negative tests, it can get frustrating, but doctors say it's worth it.
If you can get your hands on one, it's probably a good idea to do that test, I think. And if it's negative, it's just a little more assurance that you're not going to give it to somebody else. If you have a positive test at day 4 or 5, though, you need to probably continue to quarantine at home for the balance of the full 10 days.
Health experts also recommend wearing your mask even after quarantine in case you can spread the virus. I'm Brittany Moncrief reporting.